Hello, and welcome to my garden. There's a particular kind of magic that happens here in late summer, a quiet hum of activity as the season begins its slow, graceful turn towards autumn. Many gardeners believe that pruning is a task reserved for the dormant days of winter, but I've found that some of the most important work in an orchard happens right now, in the warm, golden light of August. This is the time for what we call summer pruning, a strategic and thoughtful process that can truly transform your fruit harvest from simply good to absolutely extraordinary. It's a good thing. This isn't about drastic reshaping. Rather, it's a gentle guidance. By making careful cuts now, we can direct the tree's energy away from excessive leafy growth and channel it directly into ripening the fruit that's already on the branches. This improves not only the size and flavor of this year's harvest, but also sets the stage for a healthier, more productive tree next year. It helps to open up the canopy, allowing that beautiful late summer sun to reach every single piece of fruit, sweetening it to perfection, and improving air circulation to ward off common diseases. Today, I'm going to walk you through the 7 fruit trees that benefit most from this late season attention. We'll discuss the specific needs of apples, pears, plums, and more, exploring precisely why an August pruning session is so beneficial for each one. Think of it as a conversation with your trees, a way to help them achieve their fullest potential. So, put on your favorite gardening gloves, find your sharpest secateurs, and let's get started on ensuring a truly bountiful harvest. We begin with the quintessential orchard classic, the apple tree. Pruning an apple tree in August might seem counterintuitive, especially with fruit still developing, but it's one of the best-kept secrets to achieving superior quality. During the summer, apple trees can produce an abundance of vigorous, upright shoots, often called water sprouts. These leafy, non-fruiting growths consume a tremendous amount of the tree's energy and shade the developing apples from the sun. By removing them now, you redirect that precious energy right back into the fruit, resulting in larger, sweeter, and more vibrantly colored apples. It's a simple change that yields remarkable results. Furthermore, this practice significantly improves the overall health of your tree. Thinning out the canopy increases air circulation, which is crucial for preventing fungal diseases like apple scab and powdery mildew, which thrive in damp, stagnant conditions. You'll want to focus on removing any dead, diseased, or crossing branches, in addition to those vertical water sprouts. This selective trimming not only helps this year's crop, but also encourages the development of the stubby, productive fruiting spurs that will bear next year's harvest. It's a forward-thinking approach to orchard care that pays dividends for seasons to come. Much like their apple cousins, pear trees respond beautifully to a thoughtful pruning in late summer. The primary goal here is to manage the tree's vigor and encourage the formation of fruiting wood for subsequent years. Pears, especially certain varieties, have a tendency to grow very upright and dense. An August pruning allows you to thin out this vigorous growth, opening the structure of the tree to light and air. This not only helps the current crop of pears to ripen evenly and develop a richer flavor, but it also reduces the risk of diseases like fire blight, which can be particularly devastating to pear trees. When you're pruning, look for those same vertical leafy water sprouts we saw on the apple trees and remove them at their base. You should also shorten some of the overly long side shoots, cutting back to an outward-facing bud to encourage a more open, spreading shape. This helps create a stronger framework of branches, capable of supporting a heavy crop of fruit without breaking. By tending to your pear trees now, you are not just tidying them up, you are actively sculpting a healthier, more productive, and more resilient tree for the future. It's a task that is both practical and deeply satisfying. Now let's turn our attention to the lovely plum tree. Plums are part of the stone fruit family, and for them, summer pruning is not just beneficial, it's essential. Pruning stone fruits like plums during their dormant winter period can leave them vulnerable to serious fungal diseases, particularly silver leaf disease, whose spores are most active in the cool, damp weather of autumn and winter. By pruning in the dry warmth of August, you significantly reduce this risk as the pruning wounds heal much more quickly, forming a natural barrier against infection. This is perhaps the most critical reason for timing your pruning correctly. Beyond disease prevention, August pruning is the perfect time to manage the size and shape of your plum tree. These trees can be incredibly vigorous growers, and without regular trimming, they can quickly become overgrown and unmanageable. By cutting back some of this year's new growth by about a third, you can maintain a compact, easy-to-harvest size and encourage the tree to put its energy into producing more fruit-bearing spurs for next year. Focus on creating an open, vase-like shape, removing any branches that are growing inward or crossing others. This ensures every part of the tree receives ample sunlight for a truly sweet and bountiful harvest. The peach tree, with its fuzzy, succulent fruit, is a true treasure of the summer garden, but it requires diligent care to thrive. Like plums, peaches are stone fruits and are highly susceptible to diseases if pruned at the wrong time of year. An August pruning session is paramount for preventing infections such as bacterial canker and silverleaf. The warm, dry air allows the cuts to callus over rapidly, effectively sealing the tree's vascular system from airborne pathogens. For the long-term health and vitality of your peach tree, summer pruning is the safest and most effective approach. This is also the ideal time to promote the kind of growth that leads to the best fruit. Peach trees bear fruit exclusively on wood that grew in the previous year. By pruning in late summer, you remove excess vegetative growth that is shading the developing fruit and redirect the tree's resources. Thinning out the canopy allows for better sun penetration, which is absolutely crucial for developing the high sugar content that makes for a perfect peach. You can also remove any weak or spindly shoots, encouraging the tree to develop strong, healthy new growth that will be productive next season. Cherry trees, whether sweet or sour, are another member of the stone fruit family that really benefits from a post-harvest, late summer pruning. Once you've enjoyed their delicious, jewel-like fruits, it's definitely time to give the tree some attention. Pruning in August helps to control the tree's often vigorous growth, keeping it at a manageable size for netting against birds and for easy harvesting in the years to come. A smaller, more open tree is also, honestly, a healthier tree. Just as with their stone fruit relatives, pruning cherries in summer drastically reduces the risk of infection from silverleaf and bacterial canker. The main objective when pruning a cherry tree in summer is to maintain an open structure and encourage the production of fruiting wood. You'll want to remove any dead, damaged, or diseased branches first. Then, focus on thinning out the canopy by removing any branches that are crossing or growing towards the center of the tree. You can also shorten the length of the main branches by about 1/3 of their new growth to encourage side shooting and the development of more fruit-bearing spurs close to the main framework. This careful shaping really ensures a beautiful, productive tree for many seasons of sweet rewards. Fig trees are wonderfully generous plants, often producing 2 crops of fruit a year, and a little pruning in August can help ensure both are successful. For figs, late summer pruning serves a dual purpose. First, it helps to ripen the main crop of fruit that is currently on the tree. By removing some of the leafy new growth, particularly at the top of the tree, you allow more sunlight to penetrate the canopy and reach the developing figs. This additional light and warmth are essential for them to sweeten properly and ripen fully before the weather turns cooler. Secondly, this pruning encourages the development of the small embryonic figs, known as the Breba crop, which will form on this year's growth and ripen early next summer. By pinching or cutting back the tips of the new non-fruiting shoots, you stimulate the tree to form these tiny figs near the ends of the branches. This simple act can significantly increase your overall yield. It's a fascinating process, managing the tree for both immediate results and future production. A little attention now ensures a continuous and generous supply of these delectable fruits. Finally, we come to the beautiful apricot tree, which produces some of the earliest and most anticipated stone fruits of the summer. As with its cousins, the plums, peaches, and cherries. The primary reason for pruning apricots in late summer is to protect them from disease. Apricots are particularly vulnerable to bacterial canker and other infections that can enter through pruning wounds made in wet, cool weather. Conducting your pruning in the warmth of August ensures the cuts heal quickly, providing a strong defense against these potential problems and safeguarding the tree's health for the long term. After you've harvested the last of its golden fruit, it's time to help the tree recover and prepare for next year. The focus should be on maintaining a compact, open structure. Remove any dead or damaged wood, and then thin out congested areas to improve light penetration and air circulation throughout the tree. Apricots fruit on short-lived spurs that are productive for only a few years, so it's important to encourage a constant supply of new growth. Shortening some of the shoots that grew this season will stimulate the tree to produce new fruitful wood for future harvests. And there you have it. By dedicating a little time in late summer to the thoughtful pruning of these 7 trees, you are making a profound investment in the health and productivity of your home orchard. Remember, the goal is not to be severe, but to be strategic, to guide and support your trees. Always begin with the right tools for the job. Your pruners, loppers, and saws should be impeccably clean and sharpened. A clean cut heals quickly, while a jagged one made with a dull tool can invite disease. Wiping your blades with a bit of rubbing alcohol between cuts, especially if you are removing diseased wood, is a very good practice. While these general principles apply broadly, it's always wise to remember that every tree is an individual, and different varieties may have slightly different needs. I encourage you to consult a specific care guide for the particular cultivars growing in your garden. Gardening is a continuous journey of learning and observation, a partnership between you and the natural world. Pay attention to how your trees respond, and you will become a more intuitive and successful gardener with each passing season. It's a rewarding process that connects us more deeply to the food we grow and the land we tend. Thank you so much for joining me in the garden today. I hope you feel inspired to get out there and give your fruit trees the care they deserve. If you found this information helpful, please consider subscribing to our channel for more gardening tips and tutorials that celebrate a thoughtful and beautiful way of living. Until next time, happy gardening.